Welcome to Code with Steven. Today, I want to talk about styling and formatting a text. Okay, how do you style and format a text? And for us to kickstart that, let me show you what I want to do today. Let's go back to what we did before now on our about page because I want to also just use about page for this. Check very well. These are H1. If you check, all these are H1. Everything is H1 too. If you also scroll down here, our goals still H1. So if you notice that we've made them capitalized, right? We put them in capital letter, sorry, if they're already uppercase. All in uppercase, even group rules and regulation and the rest of them, even block codes, they are all H1 and they are in uppercase. In other words, we've been working with formatting and styling a text before now. I dedicate this class to just styling and formatting a text for a reason, so that we can actually get to know some few things that we might be meeting here and there as we are creating our website. One thing is certain, website is all about write-up, diagram, images, and stuff like that. So you can't do without text, and formatting it and styling it is just the best way to go if you want to have a classic, beautiful website. So without much ado, let's go ahead and do it. So since we already started it with a few things, I want us to remember all our those who are showed are already in capital letter. So we'll start with them. Let's start by changing their colors, which is what we did before now. Okay. So we'll go to is H what? Let's check whether they are H1 and H2. Let's try to understand them. Okay, H2. So let's start with our H2. Okay. So you go to style.css and come over to div.h2 and the rest of them. So let me just remove all of this so we can use to work. Okay. Delete this, delete this, delete this. So let's start with our H2. Now, under immediately open your code browser. We want to start with the first thing to do. Most people start with giving them maybe increasing the font width, font size, and stuff like that. So let's start with font. I think it's good to start with font. So when you click font, notice that font has a whole lot of things. You can have font family, you can have font size, you can have font width, you can have font style, and so many others. Please work on them and understand these things very well, okay? But for me, let's just go take few of them. Let's start with font family. Now, if you email I click font family, what do you see that open? The dialog box that open shows so many things like carrier new, carrier, and monospace. You keep on showing us 333, some are 4, some are 5, some are 6. What's all these things all about? These are things font that work with font family, okay? If you choose any of these, let's assume that we want to choose times new. Okay, let's use area, vertical, and sans serif. What I'm trying to tell us is this, that yeah, you are doing a CSS and you're doing a font of area, vertical, and sans serif. The first thing that the browser will look for is your area. If area is not there, maybe because of the font, you go to vertical. There's no vertical, you will now go to sans serif. So any of the three can be used, starting from the first one. Do you get that? Please do. Let's continue again. After the next one again is font. I won't start going to check because this has applied already. Okay, by the time we change the color, remember the color we have there before now. Let me show you the color. So by the time we check color, you know that everything has applied. Okay, before now we have a color of blue. So we'll change the color and you see that every other thing we are doing now apply. So there's no point need to check them one by one. Do like 3 or 4, then check it at once. Okay. So let's continue. Remember it's blue and remember it's capital letter. We're going to turn it to small letter and the rest of them. So the next one is font. Let's talk about font width. Okay, font width. So font width has to deal with the weight of the font. Do you want it to be bold? Do you want it to be bolder? Do you want it to be lighter? And in font weight, we can also use figures like 900, 800, 700, 100, 80 pesos, 30 pesos, and the rest of them. But just mind you, remember that for some fonts, this font weight will not go with them. Like this 900, 800 may not go with some of them, okay? Or even 500 may not go with some of them. But font like Neon and some other ones can work with all of this. Okay, so you try to understand it before you give him a weight that you like. But for me, I just want to make it bold, font weight bold, since it's H1 and it's hard for heading. Okay, so after that, let's go to the next font. That next one I want to talk about now is font size. Font size. We'll talk about font size. What are we talking about? Font size has to do with, is it like, you want it to be large, it to be larger, medium, small, smaller, or you want to also give it a pixels, which is numerical value. So that is what you'll be looking at for. But for this, let's make it medium, okay? Let's make it medium. Then, is there any other thing I want to go in font that I need to explain? Or font size, font weight, font style, font display. So font display too, also I need you to know the word when you want it to display. Okay, we may not need that for now, but it just to show you how you want your font to be displayed. Okay, what kind of method you want to use to display your font. So let's stop with font. Let's go to the next one that I want, and that should be color. After choosing your font, that's where you choose the color too. What color do you want your write-up to be? Okay, remember what we have there is blue color. But for now, let's change it to brown color. Okay, to brown color. So by the time we go there, you see that the color have changed to brown. And every other thing that we did here, we also apply to them all. Okay, but you can be doing it one after the other and be checking if you want to. But there's no point, so you won't be wasting unnecessary time. But by the time you check the color and it apply, you know that every other thing has applied. And that you want to do again is to look at it. For example, we are writing a heading. And as a heading, normally it should start with capital letter, or maybe you capitalize. So that means that each of the first letter should be in capital letter. Okay? Or if you want to, you can also put it in lowercase. But for us, we should put it in uppercase, which is capital letter. I tend to use the word capital letter, but it's not uppercase. Okay? So how do you do that? We see going to be there. We're going to talk about text. Okay? And under text, we have text indent. Let me not talk too much. Let's be doing it. So you have text align. Text align will ask you, where do you want to align this text? Do you want it to be centered? You want to take it to the left, take it to the right? Where do you want to align the text? Why text decoration has to do with decoration? Sometimes you may choose none and the rest of them. Okay. Then text transform. How do you want this text to transform to? Okay. You want to transform the text to what? Maybe to capitalize, to uppercase. That's what I'm talking about. To uppercase, lowercase, and the rest of them. But we're going to work with, okay, let's do text transform. Let's do text transform. We can't do everything. We can do text transform. So since it's heading, let's make them all, it's already in uppercase. Okay, remember it's supposed to be in uppercase. But for you to know that this thing works, let's take it to back to lowercase. Okay, so it should be in lowercase. All of them should be in lowercase. But later you change it back to uppercase. Okay, still working on text. So you also have test shadow, test indent, test rendering, test size adjust. But don't worry your head too much on all of this, because later on we are going to come over and take all this one after the other. No, as we are creating our website, I'll be meeting them one after the other. But if you like, you can just be doing them now to learn, just to get yourself familiar with all this type of tests. Okay, but test align, we're going to work with test align so much. Test shadow, we're going to work with test shadow a lot. So for now, let's leave this like this and go to the next one, which is text decoration. Text decoration. Now, text decoration has to deal with how do you want to be dotted line, dash, or line through. You know, for example, if you are building, if it's a link that's linking to another place, what do? You can use underline. Okay, but if it's not a link, don't put underline for something that's not a link. Other people think that maybe it's a link. And by the time you take their mouse there, it didn't turn to hand, they'll be surprised. Ah, I thought this is a link. Okay, so text decoration help you to either you make your, maybe for example you are writing something, you want to underline it, or you want to put a dotted dash, or maybe just dotted, or just dash, or you want to be line through, you want to be overline. These are what text decoration works. But we don't need it now because there's nothing we want to underline or stuff like that. So if you look somehow in a text and you are putting underline or stuff, okay. So you also have text indent. We talk about text indent, right? Talk about letter spacing. You talk about text decoration. Then text transform. Talk about text transform. I think these are some of the things that you really need on this. Okay. During that, and I want to be sure that I've covered everything that you need to know about this. Okay. Okay, so let's check what we did so far. Let's see if it applies. Remember, we put the color of brown, we make it lowercase, it's already on capital letter before now, and we said font size should be medium, and we make the font weight to be bold, so it will be thick, a little bit thicker, and we also put to be area, vertical, and sans serif. So let's save and let's go over it. Let's go and check what we did, and hopefully it will apply. Open with Lifesaver. Of course, you see it. This is it. So everything applies. Remember, but the first time we opened this site before now, it was very thick and all that, right? But look at it now. Everything has become a little bit smaller, and the color too have changed from blue, thick blue with all those stuff, now to what? Red and a little bit smaller. Why is it smaller, you may ask? But remember, we changed it to what? Lowercase. And we also did a lot of things that we didn't, that all the things we did before now, it's like we removed them all. Okay. So this is exactly how you can work with font. And like I told you, and if you up to the block space, you see everything apply. So there are so many things I need to know on fonts. Just lay your hands on them, do them one after the other, and see if you are catching up. If you have any mistake or if you are not getting it, kindly reach out to me, maybe through comment section or through asking questions or even join our WhatsApp group. Remember, we have a WhatsApp group where we teach you one-on-one how to become a web developer. Okay, so for now, I believe this is enough for us on styling and formatting a text. And the more we go on working, the more we meet more challenges and the more we'll be able to try them for you to see. But for now, just know that this is how you can do this. Anytime we are doing it, you know why we are doing it. You understand them better. See you in our next class. And thank you. But mind you, don't forget to go and change back everything we did to be the way it was before now. Only use that to teach you. I will do the same thing now. Okay? Thank you.